guys.
Wow, hello.
Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Holy smokes, it's Thursday again. How?
Time is flying so much. And guys, we have so much to fill everyone in on. But we'll give it a little hot minute, let everybody get in and get settled in and get their hellos out of the way. Uh yeah, welcome, welcome. So
Oh, we're gonna have to talk quiet. It's Xander's got a migraine and it won't go away. So
bummer, dude.
we're just gonna talk real. Nah, we can't do it. You better turn your volume down, brother.
I think he's got that under control.
I did see that special little guest named Stella's in here, lurking
Lurking.
away.
Yes, yes.
Um,
Oh wow, yeah, it's been a week, y'all. Um, I don't. Have we been here 3 weeks or 4? I'm not even sure. Yeah.
so last Tuesday would have been this past Tuesday. That was 3 weeks.
So almost 4 weeks. Wow. Well, thank you, Lauren. Not true, but okay. Hello there, everyone. We just want to welcome everybody in, and if you're new here, we don't typically do a normal roll call. So if my brain is just really not firing on all cylinders, everybody, throw up your pink hands or
I mean, plug in.
yeah, I need this. Blue hearts and pink hands. That's right? Yeah. So throw them all up. We see all y'all giving us love in the chat. We just want to thank you, each and every one of you, for being here and being with us on this journey. It's been crazy. So yeah, very much so. I know y'all are waiting for an update on Dad, so that will be coming in here soon as well. But we got updates from back home too, back in Arkansas on the ridge.
Yeah.
So we're going to talk a little bit about those. It's been a little crazy, y'all.
It has. I mean, we're still kind of sort of trying to find that whole rhythm of like how does things work here? What can we get done? What can we not get done?
Getting out of it's hard when we come back here because we've come back here for years, and it's always vacation. And even though we're not on vacation, I know we talked about it in the coffee chat, and I apologize, I've not gotten a lot of coffee chats or videos out, but I'm really struggling. Jason has a lot to do that he can do by himself, and he does do, and so grateful to have him here to do all of it. But y'all, I'm really struggling, not having the homestead and homestead stuff, to work on.
Yeah, and I honestly, it wasn't until being here, there was a little bit of kind of like vacation mode brain mentality because it was like, oh man, we don't have to jump up early, go take care of the animals, make sure the garden, like do all those things before it gets really hot. It's boring without doing that stuff. And I think that's been one of our big struggles.
We're such on the go people.
Yeah, is we get up in the morning and I've told her this, like, and it's weird. Like if I get up and I hit the ground running and I go, then I'm good. I've got energy. But getting up in the morning where we're like here, where we'll get up in the morning, we're having our morning coffee, we're sitting outside, enjoying. There is like an entire flock of mourning doves that come over in that area behind the old shed that I mowed and stuff. And you start watching them come in, and I mean there'd be 5, 6, 7 at a time. But then next thing you know, you're sitting there and you're going through like Facebook Reels or looking at Marketplace or whatever, just kind of killing time in the morning. Like, hey, I'm gonna sip my coffee, and it's 10 o'clock, and you're like, what happened? I swear I blinked. I just got out of bed. I just started this coffee, and
Yeah.
so it really makes it, I think, a lot more difficult. There is that element, right? It's not our place. It's not our stuff. We've been given permission and rights to pretty much, hey, we want to help with this. We want to, but
we want Dad to be involved.
yeah, wanting him involved. And so it slows our mornings down a lot.
And we've had a lot of appointments and stuff.
Yeah.
But today was just kind of a kisser for me. I realized I was just not in a good mental space. And we had to come up with some projects that I could work on too. I do have some grow bags being delivered tomorrow. So I'm really excited about that. I don't know what I'm going to plant. I think it's a little late for some to be planted, but I'm going to plant them anyway. I can't not do homesteading stuff. And Donna, no, he does not have cancer. And I'll kind of go over that when we talk about his second opinion. So there are some projects, and you know me, I'm going to make something from nothing. So we did take a walk today and walked around some of the property. And if y'all didn't know, my dad used to be a contractor. And so there are piles and piles and piles of stuff. So I think tomorrow we're going to film a little walk around, and I'm going to start gathering some items to source for a project. And there again, I'm challenging myself. I don't want to spend
secret squirrel about the project.
I don't want to be spending any money, but I want it cute. I want it beautiful and functional. So I have been occupying my brain, definitely planning that project. And
hi to Jackie and Daryl.
Hi, Jack and Daryl. And that should give me something to, to kind of focus on as well. So Beat Saber has been one of my best friends since I've been here. Yes, thank you. I've really gotten hooked on Beat Saber. I actually downloaded the Queen album for Beat Saber, and I am getting loads of exercise doing it. He comes out and sometimes he'll screen watch me, batting, but I'm getting pretty good. But I do a lot of that. I cook where I can. And of course, this is all like outside of making sure Dad is doing well. And just getting settled into life. I don't deal well with change. So even when it's good change and positive change, I just don't acclimate well. I'm a very regimented routine person. So when you break that routine, my brain doesn't encompass it well. So, but yeah. Yeah. It was really important for us to bring all the e-bikes here to give Dad an opportunity to enjoy that. And had a little snag in one of them, so we're waiting on some extra parts. So that'll be coming up as well. But he's excited to get on it, and yeah, really.
And we haven't got him on one. Like, we could take him up and kind of walk around and make sure he's good. He's getting better with some of his energy level, not where he wants to be, but it is a little bit better, and it hasn't been enough to get him up on the bikes and doing that kind of stuff yet.
Girl bags. No, grow bags. Because
hey, by the way, Ollie made a major appearance.
He did.
He did.
He did. He actually did a video. But well, hi Nancy Gibson. There again, shares a name with my mama. But yeah, so hello Ricky from Veterans Landing, our neighbor. It's just I realize and recognize within myself that from my mental health, I need to do something different. And lo and behold, as soon as I was really gearing up, making lists, planning in my head, doing this, and starting to make plans for this project, we get a call from back home. But first, before we tell you about that call, we got to tell you about the call last week.
This?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so as you guys know, like
Well, first we lost all but 3 chickens.
Right, and we talked about that.
Yeah, we talked about that.
So there was that, and we were like, you know what? Hey, you got to find a bright side, right, guys? So the bright side is we're saving money on feed because we're not feeding as many chickens.
Yeah.
Kind of unfortunate, but is what it is. So then Aunt Swami messages a couple days later, I guess, and she was out watering the garden over by the Pepper Plateau. And for you guys that know, like, that area is not the most level.
Mm-hmm.
There's trip hazards. Well, guess what? She dripped her down and pretty hard. Was pretty sure when she went in initially,
they told her that she broke her shoulder.
They said it was a broken shoulder. Like, said broke the
ball off.
The ball, like, right off. And so she's been slinged up. She's been doing what she can.
One-handed.
Yeah, still, like, luckily she had the major heavy lifting for
her
shed area done, you know, but has been doing a little bit more cleanup there, but she's a one-arm bandit. So
she had her ortho today with her ortho surgeon, and thank God it is not broke. She just jammed the ball too far in to her shoulder. So she's going to be slinged for 3 weeks and then has 6 to 8 weeks of physical therapy to rehab that arm. So she's feeling down in the dumps because, you know, she has her build going on. Oh, good. Baby steps, Gabby. Yeah. Hi, Joe. So definitely lift up Aunt Swami in your prayers. She kind of had a meltdown this morning with the phone call she had to make to us this morning.
Stand by on that, Paul. We might have something to cover that.
Yeah. Yeah. So it was actually Jenna had messaged this morning because Swami had messaged her. And so
Gumby tried the gorilla cart thing and
yeah. Hi, Charlene. No, we did not find out what was taking all the chickens. The 3 that are left are shacking up with the goats. They feel safer with the goats. So it's fine. If they're laying eggs, they're not collecting them. So right now we're eggless. We're just going to have to build the flock when we get back, whatever that may be. So this morning when Swami woke up, she'd let Maya out. And Maya immediately ran off up to check on the animals, which she does every morning. I'm honestly surprised that Maya didn't go into attack mode. But 2 dogs had come onto the ridge, knocked over the rabbit cage, and killed our 2 remaining rabbits left over from the bloodline of Mr. Roper, which were my favorites. So killed the 2 rabbits. Swami was able to get a hold of one of the dogs. It did have a collar on it and tags. So Swami did call the guy that owns the dogs, and amazingly, he was really apologetic and is offering to pay for the 2 rabbits that his dogs killed. So I don't blame anyone for them being there. Like, it would have happened if we were there or not. But Swami's taken a lot of personal responsibility for the ridge while we're away. And she hit rock bottom this morning, just in tears because of all of it. You know, all of it. It seemed like it just kind of went downhill.
Well, and she, you know, in all fairness, you know, it was one of those that she jumped in head first into the ridge.
She did.
You know, coming in, but that's the way she is. Like, I mean, obviously being my aunt, she's been around my whole life. And she's always been that way, was, hey, this needs to get done, and just jumps in and goes. It was actually pretty frustrating for her as she got older and her health didn't get as well, but for her to be restricted on certain things. And
I felt bad being the family nurse that I'm not there to help nurse her through through her injuries. But we're still counting our blessings. And I tell you what, Ryan and Jess over at Farm to Villa have been amazing. They have been over to the Ridge multiple times, helping Swami get ready for the shed delivery. We can't thank them enough. They're, again, just an extension of our amazing community. And I tell you what, I cannot wait to buy Jess a bottle of wine and spend some time with her. So, yeah, I know, Charlotte. And it was hard. Yeah, it's the mental back and forth in my brain I go through is tremendous on a daily. So, yeah, what a week it's been for Aunt Swami. She feels very I think she feels like she's letting us down. She's not. We left knowing full and well that things might not be the way that we left them. Homesteading is a full-time job in and of itself, especially building and everything else. And we knew all three of them are working, and well, we're working, full-time jobs, and taking care of the Ridge is something that you don't realize how much work it takes until someone else has to step in and do the work.
Well, and I think the difference is we know it's work, but we don't treat it as work because it's our life.
It's our passion.
Yeah, and we don't have, and we've talked about this a lot, even prior to all this stuff happening, was that we couldn't do this, not us anyways, like not at the level we're doing it, if we were working full-time 9 to 5s. And
I did it, and it was hard.
Right. And things don't get the attention that they need. And so, to know that, okay, there's 3 of them working kind of different schedules, so things will still get, and it is. I mean, things are being managed at home. But it is not the dream of those 3 to run a homestead at the level that we're at, right? Like I know, like Swami and Jenna, they're out there trying to learn certain things, because they are, like, Swami loves to like, for plants. She'll tell you she's never been great at vegetables, but you give her a flower that you say, hey, this is dead and gone, throw it in the compost,
she'll bring it back,
and it's going to come back, and it's going to be bigger and better than it was before.
So we've had to give ourselves quite the pep talk today. Of course, I'm trying to pep talk myself a lot, but it's all going to be okay. It's going to be fine. And we talked a lot today that maybe some of these things that are happening while we're gone on the Ridge are going to turn into a blessing, because we have plans that we may want to move things around, or I won't even bring up what we thought we may do, because it may change. Y'all know how that works with us.
No, never. We make a plan, we stick to it, it goes exactly how it worked good on the YouTubes.
Yeah, but so we're really trying to look at this as when we moved to the Ridge, we jumped in, no holds barred, full on in. And so we were kind of stuck with whatever decisions we made when we first got there. So this could potentially be an opening for us to make some,
and it kind of has, guys.
Like, to make some infrastructure changes.
Right. We knew, right? We had people telling us, they're like, guys, you're doing way too much, way too fast. Slow down. And we're like, you're crazy fools. You don't know. Like, just be our friend and let's keep going. And we still made it. But then those same people would come to us and they're like, you guys are tired. Stop. Like, quit. The hard part for us is we don't know when to stop, and we don't. So, in situations like this, when we're forced to have to slow down and regroup, and it's fine, because it's like we had discussions this morning, right? And like we said, we're not even going to tell you what they are, because the next time we have this discussion, it'll be different.
Okay.
Don't kid yourself, sweetheart. Don't, like, no. I love you. So yeah, it was definitely an eye opener. Unfortunately, like Kath was saying here, like there's a lot of hits right now, and it is what it is, guys. The things that are happening. I mean, next day on Swami's shoulder, which luckily is not broken.
Yay.
It's just a wounded wing. And that's gonna heal.
Mm-hmm.
But she's accomplished so much more. Like we were just talking.
Said that. Like she said that.
She's done more with her little spot, in the time she's come to the Ridge, and she's done with a lot of other places she's lived in the last several years.
And she was just telling us that with us leaving, she's realized that she's more capable of doing more than what she ever would have thought that she could on her own.
Yeah.
So that's just an awesome gift for her to have for herself. So yeah. Hi there, Keith and Nikki. We miss you guys. So yeah, the Ridge has taken quite a dive. But I think we can turn that into a good thing. And so I'm looking forward to that. Change is really, yeah, I know, right?
See, even James Hall, y'all.
Yeah. Nice. Yeah. So it's definitely been
thank you, Philip. Appreciate it.
Yeah. It's been a real eye opener. And so I really think that, does it suck we've lost so many animals while we've been gone? Yes, it does. No one that I don't know anyone that owns a homestead that relishes or rejoices in losing animals. It sucks. It really does, not gonna lie. But it's okay. We'll rebuild when we get there, and it's all gonna be fine.
Yeah. Yes. So Paul's got it. You make a plan, and I draw a tree with my crayons to see how many branches I can.
Okay, not untrue. Not untrue. It was so funny today. I sat down and I was like, I'm gonna make a list, because so many of our subscribers are always like, make a list, make a list, make a list. And I'm always like, I don't make lists, because if I write everything down, it's very overwhelming for my psyche. Well, I made a list today. But they were very big, broad, general lists.
It was, because there's a lot of things. But what kind of that whole regroup, and I'm thinking this is Sam Moss here, our plan or God's plan, right? It's always God's plan, y'all. Every single time. Like, we want to feel some ownership in it as our own individual human being and say, well, this is our plan and we're going to go with it. And God laughs at you every time. And if that is the right path for you to go down, typically that plan is going to work out. If it's not, he's going to find a way. And we've kind of looked at this, with this whole regroup of, it needed this moment to tell us, hey, you've got too many irons in the fire. You've got too much going on. Yeah. You need to go back and focus on.
When three people can't, at first you could be like, well, why can't three people do what two people do? But then were we really? I look back and I'm like, how? And, maybe it's a blessing, because now, like, oh.
I love that, Kath.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Thank you, Kath. And so there again, I have to believe I did that. Yeah. Can't stop, won't stop. That's right. So it's less feed bill while we're gone. It's less stress on them. The garden is still producing that big chest freeze, or the big stand-up freezer that we brought back to the Ridge. Swami almost has that full of vegetables. So I'm gonna have my work cut out for me when I get back. So, but yeah. So
Ollie, I don't know about making it look easy. We just have a good time doing it.
yeah, we do, and rolling with the punches.
Thank you all.
Oh, thank you, Beachy. I will always, I guarantee you 100%, when something bad happens, I fall apart all the way. I will fall apart for about 15 minutes. And then I'm like, okay. And that's kind of my history. Like I'll fall apart, and then 15 minutes in, I'm like, okay, Tara, pull up your big girl panties. It's time to figure this out. And that's kind of the way I've worked my life. Okay, they don't need to know that. But you know, you have to. You can have a pity party. It's okay to have a pity party. Just don't stay there. You blow out the candles and you walk away, and then you just go do something else.
Yeah, and it falls back to the original that. I mean, I kind of brought this aspect to your life. I've lived it a lot in my life. Was
adapt and overcome.
Right, and you know, so we're not being down about it, guys. We're not. I mean, there's nothing
this morning. Good thing the camera wasn't on me this morning.
But there's a rhyme and a reason. We don't have to know what it is. Lauren, guys, I know, and we've talked with you, Lauren, and as soon as we kind of have some better plans coming out, we're gonna reach out to you guys. It's right now, honestly, it's just the thoughts and prayers for Dad, and for everything that's going on. What up? Bang bang that screen in the house.
I mean, Jess and Ryan have offered to come and get the goats and the remaining rabbits.
Oh,
and
she heard get a wine bottle, and look who showed up.
Hi, my friend. I was just saying I can't wait to buy you a bottle of wine and hug you.
It would go great with that pretty awesome looking pizza she made from some sourdough.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yep. So
yes. Hey, this isn't my farter one though. This is but you know.
Did you see that comment? I commented on it. Did you see that Tim's got the same shirt?
Does he really?
Yeah, and I'm like, duh. It explains why you two are such good friends.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. So but it's close enough to the half an hour. I know. Hold that.
Might as well just, there's two right there. Just grab both. And yes, Judy. I mean, we've had people reaching out, and as things come along that we know, hey, you know, and okay. So part of it for us, right, and all of our closest friends that know us know that we are not the ones that are going to reach out and be like, please help me. Not unless it's like dire emergency type deal.
Yeah.
And, you know, we're getting better at it. We really are. And, you know, prime example was right before we left to come to Tennessee, and everybody showed up to help us get the studio dried in. Yeah. And, you know, it just, we're not used to that. Like, we brag to everybody outside of the circle that isn't down here, part of our all of our friend circle, of how amazing it is to finally be part of a community of givers. But it's hard to process, y'all. Super hard to process. And so we're not going to have anybody go out of their way just for us, but we know that that's available. And when that time comes, and we know, you know, and we have without a doubt, and, you know, and I'll put this out here, you know, you guys compliment Lauren and Joel. They are amazing people. Yeah. And I know that if we called them and said, hey, we absolutely, guys, they're going to do it. They're going to find a way, even if they can't. Lauren is the lady of no. You want something done, you need something figured out, she'll get on and she'll make some phone calls, she'll do some bleep bloop, and next thing you know, it's like, I can't even handle all this information.
Yeah, I was telling Jess this morning, like, losing all the animals while we're gone sucks. But being a part of this amazing community, I know that I can make a phone call and one of our friends will know someone that knows someone that knows someone, and before you know it, I'll have my flock rebuilt. I want to pay for them, clearly, but you know what I mean? Like, hooking back up those connections. And that's such, you know, so many times our subscribers and our friends, they they see our community and they think it's all work and build. But what they forget about is we are also a community of networkers. And even though we all have physical skills that are amazing for jobs that we do, we also have a huge knowledge base. So, and with that knowledge base comes connections. So I may not know someone that has ISA ready to lays, but someone else might. I mean, I do want to stick with the ISIS, but at this point, you know, whatever. But so it's just that community, and I know that we're going to be fine. We're going to be fine. So.
Oh, for sure. And yeah, David's gallon every 3 days, and that's honestly, we started that trick last year when we got told about, hey, you don't have time to harvest right now, or don't know exactly what you're gonna do. Just
freeze them,
bag them up, freeze them, and it works great.
Yeah.
And Lauren, yeah, fall apart, regimented and focused during it, and then.
Yeah, right. Yeah, and that, and it's kind of funny because as a nurse, I was just the opposite. Like when an emergency hit the floor, I was on it, man. Boom, 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 calm, cool, collected, barking orders, doing this, doing what I have to do, focused. It wasn't until after the emergency was over that then I'd be like, oh, good Lord. And then I would start crying. So it's kind of the opposite, but yeah. So I know, I love you too, Jess. And, but it is 7:31 now. So, yes, news about my dad. So Tuesday was our second opinion with a new cardiologist. And, so I'll preface this with, for those that don't know or didn't see it on a previous video. So his LAD, which is kind of the widowmaker artery, if y'all have heard that phrase. So his LAD is 100% blocked, and there's what they call 95% arterial stenosis to all the branches coming off that LAD. So that side of his heart has dead tissue. So the LAD, there's nothing this new doctor can do to help that LAD. The other side is the RCA. The RCA is also 100% blocked, and the supplying arteries to that are also 95% stenosis, so they're 95% blocked as well, but they're not dead, and that side of the heart is not dead. So he believes that he can stent the RCA and open that back up, and that is huge. It is still extremely risky, but my dad, through tons of conversation, feels the risk is worth it. So on September 4th, just coming up, Dad goes in and they will be stenting, or attempting to stent, the RCA, open that back up, and what that will do will be allow more blood flow to enter that section of the heart, which should help make it work a little easier. He did some med changes. He started him on a new med that should help his ejection fraction, which is the percent of how much it's ejecting with the beats. And still a no to the cardiac rehab as of yet. But I can't thank YouTube world enough for all the prayers, because I truly believe without those prayers, we probably would have been looking at the same. There's nothing we can do.
Yeah.
So, and to see the relief in my dad's face that there was hope, even just a little bit, but that there's hope, you know? I could just see the weight lift off his shoulders.
Oh, he came bouncing out of that clinic office.
Yeah.
A lot of it, and we've had to explain to him, and sometimes not so nice terms, that,
Hi, Bert.
hey, um, you're in the position because you've neglected a lot of things up
Yeah.
until now. And, being a very stubborn old man, he doesn't want to hear that. Like, no, they've got to be able to fix it. I had this buddy in '89, and they just went in and, and it's like, right, but he wasn't as bad, and
they
his
had
heart
to
wasn't in the condition. And the hard part was he probably could have had that same procedure had the doctors had a
5 years
reason
ago, 6 years
to
ago.
check him, 5, 6, 7 years ago. But they never needed to.
How he managed to live through a complete blockage of the LAD, that just doesn't happen, y'all. That's your widowmaker artery, and yeah, absolutely, Eddie.
Yes.
Yeah.
Um,
And I think along with that too, and I try to do a lot of self-reflection, because you know how, like, when you're in the moment of something and you feel really strong about something, and you feel you're right, or you feel you're in the right, or you feel any of these ways, and then later you kind of reflect on something you said or the way you acted or whatever. Like, I think all of us have those moments, but I try to work on myself, and I try to correct myself, and recognize that we're all under a lot of stress right now, and all scared for our own reasons. It's my dad, and so I'm going to be heightened. I'm going to be hyper alert. I'm going to be looking at this, looking at that. And I sometimes wish I wasn't a nurse. Because as a nurse, any of you nurses out there, how do you not look at the breathing? How do you not look at the bilateral edema? How do you not look at the shortness of breath? Like, how do you not? We're trained to start a head to toe assessment the moment we walk through anyone's door. I can't change that about myself. So even though I know I said I wasn't going to come here and be the nurse, I've realized
you're the only one to believe that.
I realized and come to the conclusion that I am a nurse through and through. So I can't shut that off, but I have to find a way to deal with it so that I'm not in nurse mode all the time, and I can enjoy just being daughter. So,
Xander's saying flaxseed oil helps, and I bring this up because we've had conversations with other people and trying to look at alternative medicine, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right now, because he's on
so many meds.
Yeah, he went from nothing to a whole list of them.
Yeah.
And so trying to do some of the natural remedies, like he's at a point that some of the natural remedies,
it's beyond that.
Yeah,
and it could mess with his heart medications.
And so for somebody that was an early onset,
absolutely,
then that would be a great plan. Not that we're doctors, guys. None of us are doctors. No. But it's just one of those, from experience of dealing with other family members and stuff like that. So the 4th, that's Brian Wilkinson's wife.
Well, then that's a lucky day.
Yeah,
it's a lucky day. So guys, yes, I believe in prayer, and I know prayer works, because guys, I am so excited. September 4th, he does go in, and thank God we were able to be placed with this particular cardiologist. I feel it was a blessing, and I believe in him, and he was so good. Some of the best doctors I've ever worked with include the patient and include the patient's family. And one of the ways that I've seen them do that over my career, that this doctor did, that I greatly appreciate, he does his dictation in front of you. He does his full-on dictation with you, so you can hear what he's saying, and he can pause it, ask questions. How phenomenal. I feel so fortunate that we were able to find this cardiologist.
Yeah.
So,
and we'd even talked to a couple people in the waiting room, and like the one lady, it was her and her husband. Well, that was the first appointment for her husband there, but she'd already went through them and was like, we won't go see anybody else. And we had talked to other people that had went and seen him, and they're like, because what
my aunt,
yeah, one of her aunts had went and seen him and was like, that's the guy to go see. So
yeah,
listening to that, well, there's Bob and Donna, and so it's 56
hi
degrees
neighbors.
on the guys. It was, I don't know, it was in the 50s, low 50s here this morning.
Yeah.
This weather changed, like it went from
Scorching
hot to just not. And I mean, it's nice because it's giving us good weather, but that was a little rough.
Yeah.
Being able to come in and Kat, yes, Dad knows he still has work. That's exactly right. I mean,
and there's still things that he wants to do. Oh, the other thing, guys, Jenna Bug came. We totally missed that part too.
Yeah.
Yep. Jenna Bug came. She was in a wedding in Gatlinburg for one of her high school friends. And we were able to go to the wedding. I've got footage of that, so I'm definitely going to be putting that out as well. But we did one little episode of Q&A from your guys' questions. So it's not too late to send questions. With my dad's energy level, we're breaking it, that particular like Q&A with my dad up into different segments. And then I'll be able to put them all together. But it was important for Jenna to be involved in one of those. And so she was really excited. And she got to spend time with Grandpa.
Jonesy.
Hey, Jonesy. And so just, it was so awesome to get to see Jenna and, from a mom's perspective. And then to make it even more exciting, the day before Jenna came down, we got a call from Cameron, our son.
Yeah.
And he came down. So it was a crazy busy weekend last weekend, but a beautiful, lovely weekend. And so Dad was just in high heaven, just getting to spend time and, seeing how much he's valuing things a little differently. I think that we all have those moments where we sit back and we're like, wow, I've missed so much and I don't want to miss anymore. And so that was just super cool. So we've just had a busy time with, Jenna and Cameron being here. We thought maybe we were going to head up tomorrow up to Ohio. My son, Zach, is closing on their home. And so we were going to head up that way, but he's got plenty of help. So we're going to go after they're plugged in. And I got to actually FaceTime with them through their final walkthrough this evening. And I tell you what, it's so amazing having FaceTime. You don't feel like you're so far away. No? So how is Mr. Handsome? You mean my hubby? My hubby's loving it. My husband finds therapy and he finds God on a mower. And he's got 10 acres to play with here to mow.
5.
No, 5 and 5.
No, ma'am.
No?
It's a total of 5.
Oh. Why was I thinking?
Dad has been saying for a while 10 acres, and I maybe it was just hard not working at Cuckoo. It's 5 acres.
Are you sure?
Yes.
I've always known it to be 10.
You know wrong.
Okay. Well, whatever. He's got a lot to mow.
Yeah.
And it was so funny the other day. All of you that know Jason are not going to be surprised at this. So he was mowing, and I think Dad and Cindy were over here at the Nugget. We were all sitting outside enjoying each other's company. And I wasn't hearing the mower. And I'm like, I wonder where Jason is. He was like way far over that way, right? And went on like a half hour. Didn't hear the mower. I'm about ready to send out a search party or at least get on my moon pool and ride the trike over, try to find my husband. And I'm like, no, I know what happened. Somebody drove by and stopped and they're talking. Are any of you surprised?
It was a neighbor guy, and he was out mowing in his tractor on his section.
Mm-hmm.
He wanted an update on Pop.
Yeah. So he's doing great because we don't have grass on the ridge in Arkansas. So he's loving this. I, on the other hand, are just struggling with not having homestead stuff. I've had a lot of great ideas, and actually, if I run across a sewing machine at a thrift shop, I'm probably going to buy it because I think it was Sherry had suggested making a quilt with some of my dad's favorite shirts.
Is there a sewing machine in like a whole room in that house?
But that's Cindy's.
Okay.
There's something, when you're a sewer, you'll understand if you sew.
I'll never understand because I'm not going to be a sewer.
I am always partial to my own machine. Am I right, girls? Am I right?
Oh.
And guys.
Your eyes will be.
I know.
But Sister Bert said you had him go for a second option, and now we all have hope. So
yes.
Yes.
Yep. I was ready to go for a third too. Yeah, I'm stubborn too. I'm definitely my father's daughter. I would have taken him to Atlanta. I even looked at a cardiologist in Iowa, but he's a good one. So, yes, I know when enough is enough, but I don't feel it's enough yet. So I'm excited. So September 4th, this shouldn't be able to improve his longevity. It should be able to improve his energy, his health, his breathing. So I'm just really excited about it.
Yeah, and he's noticed a difference a little bit. I mean, I think the news helped him a lot of kind of coming around, and that's been one of his biggest complaints. I know I put that up there, but man, that's horrible. Was his lack of energy. Like he wants, but he couldn't breathe. He's breathing better now. With the medicines are working and stuff like that. But now, because he's been down for so long, it's his legs get weak.
His muscle wasting.
And so he had lost so much strength in his legs and stuff like that. So we've been working on that, and we've said it before, guys, but here is not much different than the ridge. You're walking up a hill, and even if you go down, that means you're going to have to come back up it.
Yeah. So there's Michigan Light. My friend,
brother Derek.
Hey, Derek.
George is there.
So yeah, we just want to say thank you, everyone, all of you guys, for all the support. And I'm trying really, really hard
Where's Jan and the boss?
Hi, Jan. To not lose our channel, and to keep us relevant and to keep us putting content out there. And I mean, I'm not going to apologize, but I'm going to apologize. Does that make sense? There's been a lot of personal things that we all work through when we're going through a crisis situation. And not always are those camera-friendly moments. And so we appreciate the patience for us. We're coming around, guys. And we've got some projects. Next weekend, we're going to be doing the underground greenhouse project with my friend Deb, about a half hour away from here. We are so excited. It's going to be a 3-day project, and we're going to build a 3-sided underground greenhouse. I'm so excited for it. And so, yeah, we're definitely going to video that.
Read items.
Yeah. Thank you, Ida. Yeah, thank you. Yes, very much so. Absolutely.
Bob's reminding us, hot's coming back.
Yeah, Monday here it's gonna get hot, but yeah, it's we do have some projects lined up.
There's the boss.
But we also knew coming here was going to take us a hot minute to get in the rhythm, and there were so many appointments, guys. And when you're going to appointments, boom, 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 back to back, that alone is exhausting. And But I know that we're here for a reason. And I was talking with my daddy last night, and we were just kind of re-talking about the last couple weeks. And of course, I wasn't here when he got his initial diagnosis. I was on the phone as the doctor is giving the report, but I'm still in Arkansas, right? Actually, Laura and Oli were there when I was getting this information from the doctors on my dad. And he said that when he got that news and he came home, he thought, this is it. This is it. Because he knew that they were going to have him on so many meds that he didn't know how he was going to do it. He's like, I don't know anything. I've never done this before. And he said, when you called and said you were coming, for the first time, I had hope, because I knew I was going to have the best nurse taking care of me. He says that gave me hope, and it made me want to live, and I didn't feel so hopeless. So I knew it was all worth it. I mean, of course, we all know it's worth it, but
yeah,
to have those little confirmations.
And having, like, just having us here has made him want to get out more. Like,
yeah.
He still gets frustrated because he's like, I want to, we were going to go walk part of the property that I had mowed and cleared out. And we made it from the house up to where my truck was parked. And we're like, let's take the truck instead. And which I wasn't mad at, because I didn't want to walk up and down the hills anyways. And I don't have a heart condition. So, yeah, just seeing that improvement and knowing
and
that,
even just in his mental state, him and Jason, he loves Jason, y'all. Having that camaraderie between the two of them and doing the things that men just need that togetherness for, that's special. So anyway, wow, that's a lot of stuff in 1 hour, guys, and a lot of emotions in 1 hour.
Yeah.
But,
and we probably should have said something sooner. So, you guys know we're Homestead Hangout every Thursday, like clockwork. You could set your clocks to Homestead Hangout. They might have been on. You would have thought, wait, my clock broke. No, it didn't break, guys. For anybody who didn't know, and our thoughts and prayers are going out for healing to Johnny and safe travels for Christine. But Gillums weren't on tonight. Go show them some love. They've been fighting. Johnny's been fighting some illness. Not really sure what it was, but hopefully that goes away and he can quit dealing with those, because I know it's frustrating. But you would normally start off with them at 5 Central, and then you're going to come to us at 6. And then when you're done with us, you get to go see Ginger and, well,
Joey,
hopefully it's
Megan.
Joey.
Yeah.
But sometimes it's Megan, and we love Megan too. And sometimes she pulls other people. We never know. She keeps us mysterious. So, put over and Not For Nothing Homestead. And then after that, you're going to go see Dale and Nana at 9 Acre Family Farms. And normally, pretty much every week, you play Cahoogan.
Yeah. Now, I had to bring that up because, I did have to pull him out. And then my dad had to pull him out too. Twice now. Jason's got himself stuck over an embankment mowing.
I wasn't mad at it. It's not the first time I've been stuck on a mower like that, and I know how to pull them out. So, Jason by Terra, new machine, the sewing machine you were talking about.
Yeah. I had my mamas for a long, long time.
And there's Jeannie. Yeah, you gotta.
Yeah, there's just, you learn, every sewing machine has their own little quirks and queries. So,
It says cowboys would stop and chat on their horses if they were stopped. Why not grass cutters on their mowers? Right. See, Paul gets it. This guy knows.
Yeah. Well, I'm just waiting, because depending on how long we're here, y'all, because we've been going down to Aunt Willa's too. We've not been able to move the Nugget there, but we've been going quite often, and taking Dad, and he's just been having a great time. Bought all the land up.
Well, a big chunk of it, not up, but bought a pretty big chunk of land out there by.
Yeah, I ain't gonna say who, but there's tour buses and stuff And if y'all have to go back and find the short where I was here, I don't know, early spring maybe, or no, it was last year when I had come to Tennessee to take care of my aunt when she had her hip replaced. And my uncle took me out because he does. I grew up doing the wagon trains, right, with covered wagons and the horses and the mules and stuff. And so him and I were out on the wagon, and you have to go back and find that short because then you'll understand. My uncle's like, I'm just going to take that wagon past that driveway every single day till he comes out. And then I'm going to invite him to a hog roast.
Yeah, and he will.
And my Uncle Jerry will.
And the thing is, she can't imitate Uncle Jerry's, but I think the closest imitation to Uncle Jerry talking is trying to listen to Boom Hour. For anybody who knows, like, dang it. I just had the name of that show in my head. But, yeah, he is born and raised Tennessee, and he has every bit of the accent. Sometimes you're like, slow down.
I understand it, but I've grown up with it.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
And so, I mean, I've been around it a lot. Like, if anybody can pull off what he wants to do, it's going to be him.
It's going to be Uncle Jerry.
Because.
And I promise y'all.
He's never met a stranger.
If he invites this famous person over for a hog roast,
we might not be able to. We'll probably have to sign papers saying we won't publish. Like,
yeah,
it'll be a whole thing.
Guys, I was even texting Jenna. I'm like, guess who bought the land next to Uncle Jerry? She's like, who? And I told her. She's just like, you better meet him. I'm like, I don't know, but yeah, you gotta play it cool.
So, see, Adriana says, praise God. Just keep my faith. My daughter at age of 30, 2 years ago, had 6 consecutive heart attacks, 98% blockage. Very delicate in her health, but very blessed she's alive. Absolutely.
Wow. That is amazing. Absolutely.
And Gabby said they're back, Daddy, and Punky is sleeping in her arms. So, nice. Troy Sutton, yeah. So, now, I guess I should rephrase. I'm horrible with a sewing machine, but I can grab a needle and some thread and sew if I need to.
I started sewing when I was I still play with dolls because I was sewing my doll a cheerleading uniform.
Right? See, I figured if I had to read it, y'all were going to read it too. About Xander putting on there about the snow.
Oh, jeez, yeah. Yeah. Hi, Juan. Good morning. Yeah, I love to sew. I think I even shared not too long ago on something, either a coffee chat or a live, that Jenna still has the quilt that I did.
We had frost on the 14th, and we're getting...
What? No, I ain't ready for that. No. Oh, but I did mention that I was doing, I ordered grow bags in.
Well, hello, Mrs. Jonesy.
Hi, Mrs. Jonesy. How are you, sweetheart? But I want to be able to take back what I store. Depending on whenever we go back. So, and I'm going to need more grow bags anyway, because I gave all of my oregano to Eric and Missy and to Ryan and Jess. So, yeah. But who knows what we're going to do.
I told y'all I was going to. I understand his theory of the whole flat bill, but you got to.
Yeah.
Clarissa knows. She's with us.
Only true. We definitely are active people. I tell you what, I am mastering the Oculus like it's no one's business. And not only that, I'm getting lunges in. If you guys have an Oculus and you have, I know, if you guys do there's a fitness program on the Meta Oculus. If you guys have any experience with that, let me know, because seriously considering getting it. I think the meditation part will be good, and the stretches as well as the cardio, but I haven't bit the bullet yet. So I just keep
good luck, Brian.
Beat Saber.
That's never any fun. That guy's miserable.
He was right there with you.
Not a good time.
But thank you guys for being here with us this week. And yeah, that was a lot to cover in an hour.
Yeah. So, wow. All right, guys, we love you. We appreciate you. That's and always keep the prayers coming, guys.
Yeah.
And we'll see you next week.
Thank you, guys.
So get over to Not For Nothing Homestead.
Tell them we sent you.
Blue hearts. Blow them up. Mm-hmm. Go on now. Get on out of here. Go. Yes.